Hey,
Hey.
good morning, dudes and dudettes. What's up?
Oh yeah.
A whole new energy for Mystic Lasagna. Oh man, here we go. Let's do the theme song.
Woo.
Let's do the theme song thing.
Did you say
Yeah,
theme song?
theme song.
Theme song.
45 years ago, Jim Davis burst into the universe a cosmic orange oracle. We have been watching him get up to nonsense, like wearing steam thongs ever since.
Come join us, all you theme song fans, as we explore the depths of this three-paneled, spider-hating, lasagna-loving tarot card that it truly is.
Oh, this
This
is
Mystic
Lasagna.
Lasagna.
Good morning. Happy Monday, Paul.
Happy Monday, Alex.
Happy
Happy Monday,
Becca.
Becca.
Happy
What's
Monday.
up?
Happy
We're
Monday,
joined
guys.
Doing?
on a Monday morning by I don't know, sort of formerly of the Missing Sock Network. I don't know. We're all reforming. Definitely still of the Missing Sock Network
Yes,
family.
yes.
So good to have you
Related.
here.
Thank you. It's great to be
with
a
us.
member of the amorphous blob that was or is or will be the Missing Sock.
That's a
Network.
very Mystic Lasagna place to be. Like we're
Is.
we're in past, present, future all
Yeah.
at once. Sort
Time
of.
is a flat circle, as Matthew McConaughey said. We're all in it
Yeah.
at all times.
Redefining constantly ourselves and our place in this and all universes. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
How are you
All right,
doing
all
on
right,
a
all
Monday
right.
morning, Becca? What's good?
What's I got going on? I feel a little bit like a drippy clock, which is in
Okay.
keeping with our theme of time. I'm good. I have 2 kids now. I think the last time I talked to I think the last time I talked to the internet, I only had 1 kid, and now I got
Wow.
2, and that was a whole
Hell yeah.
deal. And this
That
and
was
the
a whole
little
deal,
kid,
baking
yeah, it was
and
That
making a child
happened.
inside your human body.
like blah 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 pregnancy, psychosis, hospitalization, and now we're here, and I have a 13-month-old who walks and talks and is starting her 2nd week of
Great.
daycare.
No
Oh
questions.
man.
Wonderful.
Are you planning at any point on like looking at this child and being like, are you like waiting? Are you holding the you made me have to go to a psych ward for a
Oh my
while? Like
God, you don't even know. You don't even
Mm.
know. I'm like, someday it will come out. The really funny thing is I'm also like writing a play that's tangentially about that experience, like being
Sure.
pregnant in a psych ward. And I just keep looking over at my kid being like, boy, you better hope I continue to be unsuccessful.
'Cause this is gonna get published, and you're gonna read it in your English class.
Oh man. Yeah. Hey, it's just
That's
gonna be weird when
great.
she's in 4th grade and they're like, hey, is this new movie Knocked Up in the Cuckoo's Nest about you? Is that you?
Is that your mom?
Is that your mom?
Oh
Is
my
that
God.
is that your mom's old podcast partner, Alex Murray, playing Nurse Ratchet, the
Oh my God.
grandson of Nurse Ratchet?
Dude, you'd be a good psych nurse from at least my experience with them in the psych
I
ward.
feel like in every like movie or television, whatever I've seen about psych wards, there's always one dude who does look like me, and he's probably like doing one of the inmates in a closet, and he's like stealing drugs and selling them out the back. It's the same character from Orange is the New Black, right? Like there's always a
Oh, yeah.
beardy scuzzo.
Who's
I
like,
had like a guy I would call a Chaz for anyone who watches Disenchantment.
oh,
Like
ooh.
a guy who the first night, when you go into a psych ward, there aren't rooms available immediately. Fun fact, you have to wait in the emergency room.
That's healthy. That's, I'm sure, great
Yeah,
for
it's
your
great.
mind.
Be next
Just
to the
wait a little
people.
longer.
It's
In
gonna
this
be
white
fine. We'll
room.
get you a
Yeah.
room in a couple of days. You're gonna sit in this room where only Bravo plays, and it's a Harry Potter marathon.
Oh my gosh. And everyone's looking at me.
And every 15 minutes, we're gonna come in to make sure you're alive and plan on staying alive.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
No,
15 minutes is more than enough time to kill myself. You guys got to be fucking on
Yeah.
that, man.
Yeah. There's
right?
gotta be at least one
can-
person in the
It's like
crow's
challenge
nest.
accepted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can put my skull right through the fucking television screen. I can headbutt Ron Weasley myself to death in 15 minutes.
Yeah, no, it's wild. So they keep you there, and then when a room opens up in like an actual mental hospital, you get transferred. And I got transferred in the middle of the night in an ambulance, and it coincided with being the first time I felt my baby kick. And I was like, "Aw,
Wow.
Emery." I was like,
Yes.
"It's all for you, kid." Yeah. No, and when I got there, they put me on this floor that I didn't know anything about. It was really dark, and there was this is not made up. This is true. There was an older Russian woman who was my roommate who was crying out for her dead husband all night. And
Oh.
I'm just laying there on my back, just staring up at the ceiling, being like, this is fine to have made this choice myself. Like, this is good that I did this. This isn't that different than starting college with a roommate you don't know.
Fair. Very
You never
fair.
know what you're gonna get.
I've
Never
been
know
there.
what you're gonna get.
No word
well.
of a lie.
Yes.
I was reading War and Peace at the time, and I was like, maybe she'll want to talk about the great Russian authors.
Oh my gosh,
She
yes.
did
You're like
not.
you like drop the book near her bed. You're like, oops, sorry. Wait, could
Oopsies.
you pick that up for me actually? Is that
Oh, this? What am I reading?
And then it was only after like this first encounter with her and like that first night, the nurse who would like become the nurse I talked to the most often while I was there, he came up to me and he was like, whatever you do, don't tell her or anyone else you're pregnant.
What?
Just leave that there. And like, I don't want to
What?
continue the conversation, but the implication is surely that this will not be a thing that they look positively upon.
Yeah, probably not.
And I was pretty
Yeah.
far along. So it was kind of, but luckily I'm a bigger woman, as many of my fellow inmates enjoyed telling me. So,
Wow.
I could keep that secret for a little while. They eventually moved me to a floor that was less violent
Wow.
after one day. They were like, we're going to move
Okay.
you to the less violent floor. And the less violent
Oh.
floor was also the floor where they treated Chinese Americans only. So
Okay.
it was me and Chinese Americans.
But like real
And
chill ones.
all real chill, mostly
Okay.
like eating
Great.
disorder people and like anxiety like me. And
Cool.
what was great about having anxiety in a mental hospital, in this mental hospital in particular, was that you could walk around the whole corridor in a circle without stopping.
Oh, that's
Do that
helpful.
nonstop.
Crazy laps. I
It was
love
great.
That's
It was like
very good.
spills, chills, thrills. I had a great time.
I mean,
They
clearly
let us
we
use
get
an iPad.
this could
for a
be the
little
whole
while.
this could be the
Oh, yeah.
whole show. I would love to talk about. But
I
also
know.
we gotta leave our listeners and watchers something to look forward to coming eventually. This great movie said play by Becca
Yeah.
Stokes. But you're good
Yes.
now.
I'm great now.
And the kid's
Yeah, no,
alive.
I'll say this. You know what people don't get is that sometimes when you're pregnant, you throw up nonstop. It's not like cute morning sickness, blah, there are my cookies. I was throwing up like 20, 30 times
We
a
have
day.
a friend who is
Good Lord. Yeah.
going through it right
There's
now.
just
She's
like a zone in her house that's just the barf zone. It's just people in
It's-
the audience with the poncho. It's worse than SeaWorld.
Oh man,
Much
I should have.
worse.
That's amazing.
Mud
this Gallagher show
Not
sucked.
entertaining. Yeah. Not
I should
Gallagher
have called
level.
people in. My grand finale really was when I just didn't move from the bed to throw up and just rolled over and was like, "We'll deal with it when the next one comes."
Oh wow. Yep.
Yeah, so that is
The
what
one.
made me. That sort of led to me being sick, and then now I'm much better, and I have an amazing kid, and like childbirth was
yeah.
literally the easy. I've had shits that were harder.
That's
Wow.
amazing. That's
I
great to
recommend
hear.
it.
I feel like
Yeah.
recently I've been talking to a lot of folks who have had these horror stories with
Oh no,
the
so
actual
easy.
birth part. But it'll get you
yeah.
at some point in the journey, it sounds.
Oh
so.
yeah. I was gonna say
it's the
I
whole,
kind of was
like,
due.
as a
It's
whole.
what I
Yeah.
deserved. It was the
Yeah.
birth I deserved.
Yes, it's the karma. That's
Toss
beautiful.
me
That's
one,
actually
the universe.
beautiful.
Literally,
Yeah.
I think
Thanks,
there was still
universe.
placenta squirting out of me, and I looked at my partner Rob and said, "Yeah, I could do this again. I could." do
Yeah,
this
no sweat.
Amazing.
No,
and he was
easy.
like, "I
Like
can't.
another round in
One
the
more
moment.
again.
That's amazing. One more.
Right?
Well, why
Love
not?
Look, I'm way open. You want to fire one up here right now?
Like I'm warmed up, we're primed."
Let's do this.
Oh my god.
That's
Oh man, well, there's got to be
amazing.
something to it too. Like the older you are when you like are like
Totally.
giving birth, like you
Yeah.
have to be, like in your 30s, there has to always be part of you that is like can go like I've had worse. Like when you're like
100%.
in the
Sure.
in the psych ward, or like when like the contractions are coming, or they're coming at you with the needle, or like
Yeah. Yeah.
there's just a weird bald man like just yanking children out of you. You just gotta be like, yeah, sure, another day,
Yeah.
another dollar.
I've
Honestly,
seen shit.
my big
Very true.
note to pregnant women is that you should get a tramp stamp prior to giving birth because my back tattoo, my tasteful lower back tattoo, happened to be perfectly aligned for the anesthesiologist to put in my epidural.
That's incredible.
Wait, what is your tramp stamp?
Yeah.
What
Well,
is your tattoo?
oh my God, you don't know this?
I should. We've known
I
each
have
other for.
Excalibur on my back pointed down.
Yeah, I do this.
Oh,
I do that.
that's
Yeah.
perfect.
18-year-old Becca was like,
Yeah.
this is great.
Yeah.
This is
That's
hardcore.
amazing.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Which did the arrow like
Basically,
coincide with the?
ooh,
That's
100%.
perfect.
It was right there.
Spinal
Yeah.
cord.
What's
Wow.
up? What's up, men of Lambda Chi Alpha? Can you pull the sword from the stone?
Spoiler, no one did.
Nope, nobody went. Oh, no.
Oh no.
Well,
Served me well later in life.
yeah, there you
I
go.
found my
Mm.
true king.
There you go.
Yes. Hell yeah.
the lady of the lake, her
Knight
arm
in
clad in
shining
purest
armor.
shimmering samite, engraved some stuff upon my stamp zone.
Ooh.
Oh man. Well,
Ooh.
as anybody listening or
Wow.
watching has probably guessed by now, this is a self-help, self-actualizing, self-tramp stamping
Yeah.
podcast show where we seek wisdom from the greatest, most potent, and most powerful oracle that either Paul and I have ever been able to find or encounter on this or any other plane of existence. And that is, of course, Garfield the cat. You can
Fed to
tell,
us through Jim Davis as well.
yes,
Who is the Oracle? He is the one, or sorry, Garfield's the Oracle. Jim Davis is
Conduit.
the conduit.
yeah,
You know-
whatever John the Baptist was. That's
Yeah.
Jim.
It all gets fired down into Jim's brain. Eyes roll back in the end of his head. He prints out all the Garfield comic strips. Everybody knows why. I don't even know why I'm saying it again, but that's how it
Yes.
happens. And we go to gawcomics.com, which is the gatekeeper,
This guy.
to find our lovely a strip.
When
of the
you
day.
want advice from the universe, you talk to this guy right here.
Look at that.
Amen.
Is it a bike? Is it a car? What's driving on the lawn? Is it a lawnmower? It's a lawnmower.
I'm going to
Did he get lawnmowered?
assume
It has to be a
Paul,
lawnmower.
that he got lawnmowers.
He got lawnmowered.
Hold
all his
on.
hair's gone.
Stop. What else could possibly have happened here?
It took me a while. I'm very sleep deprived. I saw the tracks first and then the lack of fur next.
Also, look how skinny Garfield actually is.
know.
I
Well,
don't feel
because
like.
he got run over.
I know.
But his fucking
Yeah.
ribs are showing. If you
That is
ran me
different than
over,
skinny.
if you ran me over with a lawnmower, you'd still be able to tell how fat I was afterwards. I would just be more of me would be smushed about.
Maybe that's what's happening. It's just those ribs are actually broken, poking through the skin
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yes.
That or John's been fat shaming this cat for 40 years, and he's fine.
Wow. Wow. He's really
And-
hungry for lasagna because he needs
And that's
it.
why he has such a weird relationship with the talking scale. Yeah.
Oh, man, he's so mad. Look at his little face.
Yeah, he got
I
lawnmowers.
know. I
And it's
also like how
Monday,
the
I get it.
whiskers are just like all over the place too. You know, he's
My
really
eyes go
frazzled.
straight to the smoke coming off the tail.
Sure.
Yeah, the tip of the tail.
I do also
Mhm.
love that. I guess it looks like the tail was like down, like he went and like tried to cover himself with his
Yeah.
tail, and so it
100%.
got buzzed too, except for the little tip. Oh man.
It's like his little lion haircut, like I used to get my Persian. Rest in peace.
Oh,
Oh.
very nice.
Well,
Yeah.
Becca, do you have a supplication for the field today?
Yeah.
Something that's an area of your life where you're looking for wisdom, where you feel like you need a little bit of help and guidance?
Guys, do I ever?
Yes.
I have been out of the workforce for some would say 2 years.
Mm.
What would the aforementioned
Anyone with
insanity and child?
anyone with a
Sure.
calendar might say 2 years.
Anyone
Moment in the
who
calendar.
clocks the passage of time.
Cowards who feel the need to keep track of linear movement through the universe. Just be, guys.
Yeah, man. And prior to that, when I was working, what I did do for a job was I was on the internet and I would write things and I would edit things for different websites.
Yes.
And
yes.
Now I'm getting back into the workforce. I've accepted a temporary job in higher education where I'm going to be doing some internal like internal writing for a program.
Very cool.
Not that I haven't signed anything, so like I'm not going to say the name. So let's make it seem. Oh, that made it seem like it was really, really high end.
Yeah.
So I got
It's
this
in
gig.
Boston. I don't want to say anything, but it's a school in Boston.
It's a school in Boston.
Well, not in Boston, near
yeah,
Boston.
Near
it's
Boston.
near Boston.
I don't want to say it.
Anyway, I'm going to be doing that for 4 months. It's my first foray back
Okay.
into like any sort of job, but also into a job that is not creating content for the internet. And I'm wondering if this really is the right time in my life for me to be pivoting from one career to another. Should I
Okay.
be moving from
Sure.
creative professional into I'm a mom who has this job in higher ed in administration? Is this the right time? Is this the right call?
All right.
That's beautiful. Transition. Yeah, I love this. Okay. Wow.
Is this the right time?
Yeah.
Is this the right call? Random comic.
Wow.
Oh, we got
we got a 1990s Sunday. Wow.
Well,
this is
Garfield's
fantastic.
pumping himself up, and he's looking right at you, and he's pumping you up too. So
yeah.
we start right off with him like he is inflating. Like we are our title card, and the idea here is like getting stuff where it needs to go, so people will know who the fuck you is.
That's right. And those colors too are bright. They're ready. They're like fun. Yeah, they're ready to go.
Yeah,
Garfield's got
that.
a pretty big grin in that title card.
Sorry, I'm trying to get October 21st, 1990. Isn't that
right.
like, oh, it's the 23rd today. Wow.
Ooh.
That's
Ooh.
rare.
It is very rare. Yeah.
Yeah, it's rare that we get like we just go back in time. If anybody's literally keeping up with time.
Yeah,
dope. All right. Well, here's Garfield asleep and disassociated from things. All right, let's go through it, shall we? For the listeners who are listening to the podcast later, and for everyone now, let's all go through it together. Yeah, I do love that. It's like we're pumping stuff up, right? We are inflating, getting our name ready to go. Panel 1, Garfield on the infinity table or the infinity floor or the infinity wherever. Z sleeping.
We got some great colors going on. We've got some fantastic pastel sea foam, I want to say.
Oh.
Yeah, Becca, how
And
drawn are you as a human to like
kind of like
sort of Eastery pastel
beigey
shades?
Sort of yellow.
I have to say that there was a time in my life where they resonated very deeply, but now
what do you think about those colors, y'all?
I feel a little bit like forced to celebrate with these colors. It feels like default party.
Okay. Yeah, default party. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, seafoam to me is a very bridesmaid dress color. It's a very like put this on and shut up and like it. Yeah. Yeah, you have to wear this. You will be these colors.
Right. It's like you will eat fish or chicken.
Yes. There are only 2 choices.
Right.
Pick one.
Oh, man.
We're customizing this meal to you. Fish or chicken. Oh, man. All right. Garfield's sleeping. He's doing his thing. He's sleeping in panel 2, and in comes Odie with a ball, with the offering of a toy, a new thing to play with. So here you go.
Panel 3. Odie drops the ball. Bounce. Wakes him up from his slumbers. Looks at the ball.
And panel 4, Garfield whips it, looking pretty excited, right?
I was gonna say he looks psyched. He looks like I'm not gonna get out of bed for it, but here you go.
Yeah, there's definitely a like, look at my dumb dog. Look at this buddy. All right, this is all you need from me. No problem.
This is what
no
we do.
problem. I can do this. This is a new thing. I can administrate the hell out of this higher ed fling.
Yeah.
The next panel,
and as a reaction happens to an equal and opposite reaction, Odie returns with the ball.
But also, like,
Garfield is back
immediately. Garfield has gone back to his like natural state.
Exactly. Very quickly. Very quickly.
Yeah, very like immediate return. I love that there's no like God. That's the thing I love about Garfield too. He doesn't like unless he can't sleep, but when he's like feeling it, he's just like, yep, boom, like return to state.
Ah,
Here we go again, doink doink doink, and this time look at Garfield looking at that
Oh,
fucking ball.
oh,
Oh,
it
the
is just
workaday
destroying
grind.
him.
Here it
Look at
comes
that.
again. This fucking dog with this fucking ball. Oh my god. Oh,
Exhausting. And what, 3 doinks this time? Please.
doink doink doink.
it's too
Oh
many
god.
doinks.
That's too many doinks.
And it's
It's
me like
aggressively doinky.
and like Odie has anticipated the throw and the run now. He's like, all right, we're locked in. You volunteered for this. I came and was like, do you want to play catch? And you said yes. And now he's like already running, right? He's getting it back.
Yeah.
So it's a more intrusive doinkery. Oh man. Look at the difference between the two flings.
Oh man.
And the first one is the blue, which seems to be Garfield's like chill on his own, doing whatever he
Yeah.
wants color. Not
I
being
love
interrupted.
it too when like, yeah,
I just made it to the end of the
yeah,
strip. It's
and
funny.
Odie is lined up, like you're saying.
Yeah, the like, oh man, I went and saw the Ed Roush exhibit at the MoMA the other day.
Garfield made a joke, guys.
And Ed Roush does a lot of stuff with like lining up with the like dramatic power of words and like movement, like diagonal movement and force, and just the like fling and then the final Odie being flung fling are all lined up sort of perfectly this way, and like exiting the frame in this at the same like velocity is very
So good.
yeah, it's excellent. Like the dramatic juxtaposition of the dog and ball is quite good. Also, look how hard, man. I always forget the power of Garfield, right? He fucking throws this ball so hard that it goes egg shaped.
Yeah, that's true. He does have that
That's the
cartoon
power of
power.
lasagna.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
So think about like I think that realization is what's in Odie's eyes as he is being flung Roycianly like to God knows where, man. He doesn't know when he's gonna come down again.
Yeah.
Oh, so I guess
Yeah. That
when
is
we
one of
started
Garfield's
reading,
you know, it's great.
yes, when we started reading, I thought, Becca, that you were Garfield. And I thought that Odie was probably the idea of like a new job, right? Because you're going into something that's going to be much more grindy, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to being a creative and being like making new content and having to come up with something. Somebody's going to come with a fucking task for you and drop it at you when you're trying to mind your own business and be like, hey, throw this, please. I imagine, unless that's not what
Oh no, from what I
higher
understand,
administration is.
I'm gonna be doing a business every day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to sit and write business and think business and do business.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
I
And
feel
then
like within
eventually,
the Oh, sorry.
no, I was just then eventually you just take the whole job and huck it.
Yeah.
Well, it is only 4 months.
Well, there you go. Yeah, but see
That's
that
not
you've got an end to it. And I think that's why Garfield has flung that like last fling is because he has realized that there is no end in sight to this game at all. Right?
Mhm.
The second Garfield's
Yeah.
always really good
Although
about that.
I will
about,
say
like I will end it. Yes, Paul.
I was just gonna say that Garfield starts off pretty fucking pumped about throwing the ball, right? I think that it's
Literally pumped.
gonna start off really fantastic, and I think he's literally pumping himself up. I feel like the anticipation of like having this sort of like structure can morph into something where you can like find creativity within it and like find joy in the fling. You know, like at the end of it,
Yeah.
he's actually taking the job and like kind of having fun with it, right? Like it looks like Garfield in the end panel's like super pissed at Odie, but he freaking loves that stuff. He loves kicking Nermal.
It's
He
true.
loves kicking Odie. I think that it's gonna be this thing where like you start off super pumped about it. It like
Sure,
gets into
sure.
the structure and you're like, okay, this sucks, just like anything. And then that little thing that like tweaks your interest and like, you know, scratches the itch essentially. I think.
You're right.
Oh.
And
That's what I'm
I
getting out
think
of
you're
it.
absolutely
That's
right.
the
I
that's
think
the
Garfield's
parabolic
not doing
progression.
that. Right? Like he's not.
Yeah,
Like he's throwing
yeah.
it the same way every time. And then he's getting
Exactly.
annoyed
And then he
that it's the
mixes it up.
same that as he does the same thing every time,
Yes.
it's not making him feel better and better and better, right?
Yeah.
Do you like oh man, it's been a long time. How long has it been since you've had like a job? I know you were at Newsweek for a minute.
I
Like
was
that
at
was like a
Newsweek
job.
until like that was like a job. That was a jorb. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
the senior editor of
Yeah.
culture at Newsweek for like about a year, like kind of through parts of the pandemic, and then I just was writing for like Angie's List
Yeah, you were in an office for that though, for like office
for
culture,
Newsweek.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
until everyone thought we were gonna die, and then I
Sure.
had to go home. They made me go home. I still have
Yeah.
a mug there.
Oh, you gotta go back and get that mug.
Newsweek's got my mug.
You should
Wait,
write
hold
an
on. Now I
article
want to know
about
about the mug. What kind of mug?
Okay, here's the funny thing. I know that it's a joke about copy editing. I cannot remember what the joke is. And that's part of why I'm so
Amazing.
mad that they still have the mug.
I want to see it. I can't
Because it
remember the
wasn't-
joke.
It was one of those things, you know, like people who love you a lot, but are maybe of a different generation and don't totally get you.
Mhm.
But they are like, oh, she got a new job and she's
The
an editor. I'm
uncle
gonna
mug.
buy her. Yeah, exactly. So it was a gift like that, but it was a gift of that like that of such a high caliber that I was like, all right, I'll bring this to the office.
Let's show
Yeah.
this off.
let people
Let's
see.
strut, dude. Emma, check out my uncle mug.
It was like Michael Scott's World's Best Boss mug,
Oh,
except I
very
did not buy
nice.
it for myself.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's glorious.
Is there anyone at the
I,
office right now that can take a picture of all of the mugs for you just to like see if it's
Oh
there?
my god, yeah, of course I still have people on the inside.
Great. Perfect. You got to get that pic.
I have spies wherever I go.
Doug,
I
secret
did know that
mission.
about you. Yes.
My extraordinary league of content creators.
Yes.
But it is a like, you know, but so like it's been a while, but you like are not unfamiliar with the like idea of like just a fucking ball getting dropped in front
Oh,
of you
100%.
constantly all the
I
time.
mean, I have to be honest with you. My life for the past week has very much resembled this comic strip.
Yeah.
I have been taking advantage of the fact that my child is in daycare
Sure.
to nap, and then when I wake up I have to go through the boring rigors of motherhood. Like motherhood is very much someone bringing you a ball to be thrown over and over
Sure.
again. Only you cannot throw your child.
Yeah.
You cannot eat the baby.
You can.
Or so I have been told.
I mean, you can. There are going to be
will be
consequences.
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
that
exactly. Like I say to the 6-year-old, you can make that choice, but there will be consequences, not punishments, consequences. You're in total control.
What's interesting to me is that like what the comic seems to be saying about like is it the right time then is like look, it's the same thing. Like it's a world you know how to handle.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna
Yeah.
be somebody presenting you with something that essentially is inane because that's what jobs are. Like you've got to just like it's work. We all have to like do a thing that we as a society have decided we need, right?
Mhm,
Paul
mhm.
gotta give people coffee. They need
gotta
it.
It's
do it.
important.
Die.
They do. Yeah. And it happens. It happens every day. Continually.
For
They need it.
every live stream that I spend in my car,
That's
one
right.
person doesn't get coffee and dies.
Yeah. There are people out there that are fiending for this.
The cost of your morning lasagna is a human life.
Yeah, well, worth it. Yeah, but like that's it. And like I think there's like what Paul was saying earlier too is that like you start off being excited about a new job and like you then like you were saying about motherhood, like it becomes rote, right? It's gonna become rote. And so the thing to watch out for is less like, oh, is this the right time? Is this bad? Is like because a life will open up, and much more like the thing to worry about is getting fed up and yeeting the job or yeeting the baby or yeeting whatever it is. Like that's the thing you have to stop yourself from doing is fucking hucking Odie into infinity.
I mean, some could argue that when I quit Newsweek, it was the equivalent of throwing Odie.
I mean, I was around for that. I could argue. I've watched a lot of that happen. I heard about it.
You know how Becca likes to
we
throw
were in
an
the
Odie.
middle of Becca After Dark, like during that. Yeah.
Becca ain't gonna take it.
No.
She's gonna throw you till your egg shakes. Fling.
Yeah, exactly. Fling,
so ultimately, I'm
fling.
just gonna become more powerful, is what I'm hearing here.
I mean, it sounds like it. The fling becomes, I mean, of course you will, because you will because that's how you become more powerful, right? You do something in rote over and over again. You paint the fucking fence until you get so bored. And Mr. Miyagi, you're like, fight me, Mr. Miyagi. And then he's like, I can't. You're too powerful. You painted the fence so many times.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
And like, that's it. You become more and more powerful. So the flings are going to become better. So when you do decide to grenade the bridge behind you, it's glorious.
Yeah. There's also this magical thing too that happens at the end of Rote where you're like painting the Miyagi fence and you're like, I've been painting this fence for a very long time. And what would happen if I painted the paint can? And that just opens up the creativity and you can continue your Rote task in a new way.
Or that's how you invent a new martial arts style, right? And now you're Bruce Lee, baby.
Exactly.
Shit.
Yeah.
You fling the freaking Odie.
So you fling the fucking baby.
Man, now I really hope
because you've built wings for your baby and your baby can fly now.
Yeah.
I could see that. Mm-hmm. She does a lot of little independent projects. It wouldn't surprise me if I have to tell you guys, side note.
Your baby does independent projects?
I do.
She doing DIY?
I call the baby a horror movie baby. And the reason I do this is because she's a little uncanny and you never really know what she's up to. You look over and you think, look at that cute child reading a book. And then she'll give you a look. You're like, she's just getting all the information she can so she can overthrow us all.
Oh, hell yeah. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, like
little sponges.
Oh, yeah. She also, I will say, I would describe her as being a very serious person. Like, she's very serious, doesn't it? We got business to take care of. I'm a tiny baby. I need to read this book on the couch. She has one joke, and it's awesome. And her joke is that she will take any object and put it on her head and expect you to go, oh, that's not a hat. Great.
Oh, beautiful.
You have to tell her it's not a hat. And then she doesn't even really laugh. She's just like, yeah, you get it.
She just look at you. Just the like.
Yeah, anything put on. Hilariously, the only thing she cannot abide on her actual head
is a hat.
Yes. Hates a hat. Loves to.
How is that funny?
I know. I'm like, this isn't funny. This has made me angry. Sit down. Eat your food.
Oh my gosh.
That's so funny. Like, no. Things on heads are for silly, and that's it.
They for jokes.
Oh man. My new job won't let me wear a hat. It makes me terrible.
Oh, no.
Wait, but I thought in food and drink business a hat was required.
No, a lot of times behind like your nicer bars, they're like, no hats, bad luck, and like so it's a dress code thing. Because I'm not in the kitchen. In the kitchen, it's always you gotta have a hat, food, head covering, and
and baristaing coffee shops gotta have that hat.
Yep, same deal.
Oh, that's funny with baristas. So dumb. With baristas, I always just thought it was like the barista thing. Baristas wear fedoras.
No. That's required by the Department of Agriculture.
Oh, I feel so. There's so many people prejudged.
I mean, honestly, though, yeah. Y'all, my first coffee shop job, I went in. I was not wearing a hat, and they gave me a skull fedora. It was like a black and white like fedora with like metal skulls on it. And I wore it for 8 hours straight, and it changed me. It changed me inside, emotionally.
Did you have to immediately go explain being something to a woman, like just right then? You just walked out. We're like, I gotta fucking find a woman to tell the plot of Donnie Darko to right now, or I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah, exactly. My hands need a guitar.
You, ma'am, come here. Let Let me tell you what you don't understand about the fucking Industrial Revolution. Get over here.
God. The
Yeah.
Roman
Hey,
Empire.
don't look at the
I
skulls.
know,
Look at
yeah.
me. Don't look at the skulls. Yeah, there we go. There it is. Yes.
Garfield is
Can't
my
stop
Roman
thinking about
Empire.
her.
Man, I keep coming back to the look of like I should have seen this coming on Odie's
Oh.
face.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
the like,
yeah.
but also the like why? But like the why? What did I do? I was
Yeah.
just doing my
the
job.
thing.
I walked up and the first one was a question and the answer was yes. And
You
now
did
I'm
this.
in the air.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
Portia
it was
understand.
very much did
reinforced.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think that's important to remember too whenever you're starting something new. And this is also the same advice that was given to me the first time I did acid. You did this to yourself. You took the drugs.
Mhm.
You signed up, you said yes, you bought the ticket, and now you must take the ride. Yeah. And like Garfield seems to, I think, here have forgotten it and
Yeah.
like gotten mad that like the repetitive task is big. You know, he should have really, if he was going to decide to play, he should have decided to play. Should have gotten out of bed.
So this is
Okay.
this is absolutely the right time for me. This is
I don't think, yeah,
absolutely
I think the
right
time
time. I
is
just gotta
fine.
engage. It's on me.
Yeah, I think you're
Yeah,
good to
for
go. I
sure.
think that like what it is like, is this the right time? Anytime could be the right time.
Yeah.
It's
Balls
the
are gonna
same as
keep
with
coming.
like, there's no right time to have the kid, right? And everything
true.
went nuts and you were in a fucking psych ward, but like you get through it and then you lock into where it's just normal.
Yeah, man.
Mhm,
And then you get some
mhm.
really wild Instagram friends later.
Yeah.
From the
Yeah.
hospital.
Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my God. Do you have Instagram
that's
friends from
amazing.
I have like one person who I was gonna say we keep in touch. She very much keeps in touch with me.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hell
No, it was
yeah.
a wild journey. She the second day I think I was there, she we had coloring for art therapy and
Mm.
she colored in Sally from the Peanuts.
Sure, yeah.
She gave me
Oh.
Sally and said, "This is what your child will look like."
Whoa.
Yeah. And it's wild because my kid
Yeah.
was born with just a sketched on smile and a little bun on
Wow.
top of her head.
And long shoes.
And she's
Really
horny
long
for
shoes.
anyone carrying around a blue blanket.
Blue blanket, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
No, she's got more of a Charlie Brown energy.
She
Bald,
does definitely
world
now
weary.
with the head. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bald
Two
world.
little doink doink. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That's the other, like, yeah, world weary. Like a mom with a job that doesn't help her at all. Charlie Brown's dad being a barber is, I will always think
Is that
like,
right? Is that true?
Yeah,
I didn't even
yeah.
know that.
Barber.
It's
Oh,
it's
that's
the
so
like
beautiful. I
most
love that.
perfect part of the thing that Charles Schultz did, like right at the very beginning, was
Oh,
like,
that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
that's a barber and he has 2 fucking hairs on his head. And like,
Oh,
what's the point?
that's so beautiful.
His dad just sneaks into his room every night and pulls those hairs out.
You can't get enough.
You can't get enough.
He just loves barbering.
He hates them. They're his dad's like Waterloo. He's like, I'm gonna get those hairs. I'm sorry. He's like, wah 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 wah.
I was
wah,
gonna
wah,
say.
wah.
Yeah. Please. Accuracy, please.
Yeah,
Oh,
man. Yeah. So like, yeah, there you go. I mean, kind of John being a cartoonist, right? Like works the same way. He's like, yep, here I am documenting this cat for you guys.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Wacky
Well, I
adventures.
think, yeah, I mean, I think a pretty, do you feel advised? I mean,
Dude,
like,
I
Do you feel pumped up?
advised. I feel pumped. I feel ready to both fling and be flung.
yeah,
And I've learned not to throw children, which
Yeah,
is
don't
like
throw-
I think
don't
it's
It's
throw
always
important.
good.
Yeah.
It's always good.
Yeah.
but yeah, I think this is like the comic is really telling you is like, well, you're gonna have to get out of bed. Like you're gonna have to get actually out of bed and engage. And then like everything will figure itself out. Because if you try to kind of work, that's not gonna, everything gets mad. You know, he's trying to sleep still instead of like playing with the ball. God, look at his sad ass face after that. After the
So sad.
ball comes back
Bottom
the
left.
second time. Yeah, the
Oh.
bottom left is
Oh
the
my
him
God,
realizing
yeah.
that like this is not going to stop.
Yeah. Also, the 3 doinks are like
Yeah.
he realizes there's gonna be more doinks.
Yeah.
Like he lets it go for the 3rd doink, and he's like, "All right,
Yeah.
it
I love
happened a
that.
few times."
Also, Odie's dumbass really sneaks up on him in the penultimate panel, right? Where like I kind of wish
for
that
sure.
the
Yeah.
penultimate panel had just the ball. Like if Odie
Oh,
was
yeah.
smart enough to just doink 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 right from farther away, I think Garfield would have no choice. Well, I think he would throw the ball at Odie. Like
Yeah.
it would have.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Odie's not bright, but he knows how to. He thinks he knows how to avoid harm, and I don't think he anticipated being flung.
No.
No.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
No. Why would he? Like he
Mm-mm.
like, that's also that thing too where like
That cat's tucked in. It's
yeah.
not doing anything
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah. I remember that again. I'm at I've been at a job for 2 months. It's sort of more of the same. It's just for money. It's just doing the thing that I know how to do. And I have to keep telling myself constantly, like, of course they're bringing the ball back. That's the point. The whole fucking point is for you to just put on your ball throwing uniform and throw the ball for 5 hours, 5 days a week. Of course, this person wants their chicken. They came here to buy the chicken and they need it and they want it. Like, why are you mad? And it blows me away, right? Being back to in a job where, and here's maybe just something from me and not the field. It's like, there's gonna be people. There's always people where this job is their whole life. And like I have to keep remembering that this ball is this dog's whole life. Like there's a woman at this restaurant where I work who has been there for 15 years and she was away and she was hurt, right? And she came back, right? And like she had been gone for a couple months while I was training. And she was like last night, she was just like at the end of a shift and I was like, done. It was just another made some drinks, did the thing. She was like, I'm just so glad to be back. I love this place. And I was like, fuck right. That's right. That's why you get real worked up about like table 14 needs their drinks now. Like they don't.
Yeah.
They're gonna be okay, but she's just like
gotta be proper.
Place is the most important place, and you're like, it's not.
It's never. It's that I call it.
Nothing matters right now. Someone's
nothing's the
pregnant
most
in a
important.
psych ward.
Yeah.
And you're not them. So like,
there's a cat throwing a dog.
Yeah.
Oh, somewhere there's a cat throwing a dog and a woman pregnant in a psych ward.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah. That's just the nature of the beast.
Chekhov's psycho pregnancy. Well, Becca, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been awesome. I'm sure we'll see you again before too long for updates.
Heck yeah.
And
Thank
more
you for
wisdom.
having me. This has been great. I feel in the zone.
Anything you wish to plug? Can anybody you want to tell people where you're going to be administrating so they can come cause problems?
I was like, well, wait, you know what I can do instead of plugging stuff? Well, I got a Twitter, but that's evil, so I'm not going to plug it. But it's easy to find. I'm gonna
on Threads, baby.
What my baby currently I have an app that tells me what my baby is doing at the daycare. Currently my baby is coloring a spooky baby Frankenstein.
Whoa.
So I hope that you all get to color a spooky baby Frankenstein.
That's so fun.
That's her in the orange.
I want to be the person typing those updates.
They're hilarious.
That's so great.
We do affirmations every day.
That's somebody signed up to that. There is a person there that is like literally, it is like the ball being dropped in front of them. We're like, how do I fucking say here's a baby being cute in a different way? 40 different times
before I yeet my phone across the room.
Yeah,
right. They're just flinging that ball too, man. Today I handed her off. I looked that woman in the eye as my child was screaming and said, "It's been a tough morning. Goodbye." And the look in her eye was like, Mondays,
this is my job. Yep. Your kid has been with you all weekend, and now
I gotta undo the damage.
Need a coloring book. Yep. Got to get in there. God, thanks so much. This has been awesome. Everybody find Becca and follow her somewhere so that I'm excited to see this play.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
me too.
It'll
Very
be great. They're
excited.
shadow puppets.
Yes.
Oh,
of course
fun.
there are.
There
Yeah,
should
Of
be.
course
Yeah.
there are.
I'm gonna have
Ah.
to find puppeteers.
We know
Yeah,
puppeteers.
hell yeah.
Follow the show, friends. Mystic Lasagna on Instagram and Twitter, but I'm not on there anymore. I'm at Alex Murray on Instagram and TikTok. Paul.
I'm at Pashy Pashy. If you want to come eat some breakfast and I'll serve you coffee like rolling a ball. It's down at King's Kalachi in Bushwick.
And we'll be back next week for some sort of Halloweeny action. And
Yeah.
let's see. Like let's bring it home here. Until next time. If you accept the ball, you must throw the ball.
Ooh, yes.
Love it.
Think before you yeet.
You got one, Becca?
Hold on. Tucked or not, you have the power to throw.
Oh,
Lasagna stay. Thanks, friends.
Bye.